Alright, so let's do a fast-paced lesson today. You're gonna have to correct all the wrong ways to play this song. So, dude, you gonna let me start? Come on, dude. Alright, the song's over. Let's get to the teaching. Let's get to it. Okay, this part's not done, Sean. Let's go to the lesson, Dot. Let's go to the lesson. This is one of them popular songs. I think, you know, I'm tending to think I'm gonna do at least a popular song every month at least, maybe, and just to correct some of the ways that people play it that aren't correct, right? So what I want to do, and stay behind because we got a couple resources for you today. We're gonna have the MIDI file in there. You can grab that if you want it, and then we're also gonna have a link to the website, and you can kind of go and look at that link where I kind of break some more stuff down over there. So go ahead and check that out. Now let's go ahead and start from the top, and I want to address some of the misconceptions we have with the song, right? Because all right, stop there. So basically what you need to understand, if you remember nothing else, that this song is a model of sus chords. This is a model of sus chords. Remember, sus chords, major chord. A sus chord simply takes that third note, puts it either down or up. If we're going to go down a whole step, it's going to be a sus2. If we go up the half step, it's going to be a sus4. And this song is a model of sus2 and sus4 because the basic chords are sus2, and you bounce on that, and then it's a sus4, and you bounce on that. So sus4, right? And that's the whole thing. I mean, honestly, that's the whole thing. We don't have to make them, don't make the chords something that they're not, right? So now you can double them up and add an F down here. I still like to see it as a B flat sus. I know it says F here. I like to see it as B flat sus simply because the song's in B flat, and I just see it as stacking and doubling up on the Fs, right? But right, and all sus. Okay, so not a difficult song at all, especially the beginning part. So let's go to the next part here.
This is just the beginning.
Okay, so on the beginning part where you have, you know, a lot of people go, you know, they'll do that. Hear the chords. Make them open. Let the bass guy hit those bottom notes and leave the chords open. Remember, it's a model of sus. So we're going to have sus chords at the beginning there, and they're using sus. Right? And listen to it.
This is just the beginning.
See? Now you can increase not too much dissonance, but a little dissonance by building. You can do that. But that's about the most I would do there. But that's the correct way to play it if you listen to it.
This is just the beginning.
So now you can either go and twirl off the C to the D, or we can twirl off the C sharp to the D. Okay, both of them sound good. And by the way, why am I doing this song? Because I just had to play it this weekend, so it's kind of fresh in my mind here. So I just figured, why not? See, so now they did. Now they're going to that sus4. So in the first one, this is just, we went right. We went to a sus2. And then after they said year of refreshing, they go to the sus4. Okay, so you want to alternate your sus2 and your sus4. You hear that E flat in the chord if you listen to it. See? Hear it? Okay, so let's keep on going. trying to keep it moving today. Okay, same as the first one. So this is just a typical well, 514. I don't like using different numbers. I like saying 251 for everything. That's just me. 251 to F, but you know, actually, I would use that, and then keep it sus. Keep it sus. Remember, with this song needs a lot of sus. Yeah. Or either of those will work. E flat major 7 on that. Yeah. Yeah. I'm hearing the E flat major 7 on that one. Oh, so that or you can have it like that, or you can just keep it as an F sharp major 7 sharp 5 there, but you need to have that F sharp in there because it's going to go along well with the A flat guy in the bass. Okay, so you can have it as this, or you can have it as this. So, or okay, or both of those work if you're doing it rootless. Okay, you can voice it that way. Keep on going. This part I'm just gonna keep. Oh yeah, let's take care of that. Okay, so exceedingly abundantly. Okay, so most people are messing that part up because they're doing diminished chords. So they're going and then going, and that sounds great, but that's not the chord. If you listen for it, you don't hear a D flat in that chord voicing on abundantly. Here it is. See, you hear that? You hear that D in there? Right here. See? There's a D. And if there's a D in that chord at that moment of the song, it can't be diminished. Right? Because the diminished would call for a D flat there. Okay, so instead of it being diminished, okay, instead of being right, instead of doing that, what we have is a C major add 2. Drop your E so it becomes a drop. Right? Not this, but this. Okay? So we want to use that chord. We want to use major chord. Very important there to use major. That we use the right quality chords. Doesn't matter. You can stack. You can improvise. You can do whatever you want. But if at all possible, we want to keep the qualities the same. Especially if there's singers singing with us. It's different, I think, if you're by yourself and you're just kind of showing something with improvisation. But if singers are singing with you, you want to try to keep that quality the same if you can. See, so I like that D in there, the add 2. Now you can do that. You can do that. So you can still voice it differently. You can still voice it differently. But you do want to make sure your quality, if at all possible, try to keep that the same. All right, let's keep on going. Hear that? Sus. Your sus 2 there. Stack it up by using notes within that chord. Okay? So here we have alternating between your sus 2s and your sus 4s. Trying to think if there's anything else I need to go over here before I go to this next part. That part there where they did the so it's doing that, but you know, that's all they're doing. They're just moving up to that. They're just moving up to it. That's all.
This is just the beginning.
Yeah, of course. This is what happens when you need more RAM.
Just the beginning. A year of refreshing.
All right, yeah, let's do that. Let's do that part. That's nice. That sounds real nice, doesn't it?
Year of refreshing.
Okay, so let me hear the part before that. Hold on.
Just the beginning. A year of
Oh, okay. All right. So okay. So on this, you're gonna go. So this is just, and they go. Okay. So the ending on that sus4. Okay, and then we have this. Okay, a lot of sus. So this song has a whole lot of sus chords. And then, okay, so what we're gonna do here is, and then we want this voicing right here, right? So that would be the chord. Now, I want you to listen to it.
just the beginning. A year of refreshing.
See, because what I'm listening for, now some of you are saying, how do you voice those? How do you voice those? How do you know what to do? And because I'm listening for the intervals, I'm listening for certain intervals. And when I hear those minor, really dissonant intervals, I usually know that they're minor intervals, right? That's a minor interval.
A year of refreshing.
Okay, so heard that? So they're not maintaining a minor interval throughout the passing chord. It's only the first note that contains a minor interval, and then you can move on from there. See? Okay. Or I don't even remember what I played, but that's pretty much it.
A year of refreshing. It's glad now unfolding. The time of your great blessing.
I think we all know this part.
Expect nothing but victory. Bless the
So yeah, so on that part, because we're going from a C, so we want to go to that. We're trying to get to the C, but it's that dominant chord. This chord here, that's the chord that the lick is encompassing here. You're kind of riffing off the C7, knowing that you got to get to the F minor 9, right? So they're going. Because this right here, this is your F minor 9 voiced that way. Okay, so it's just a walk down. It's just a walk down. Okay, so I mean, a lot of different ways you can do it, and what we're kind of doing is playing with the it's kind of playing with the B flat major blues scale, right? So it's kind of so. Okay, so again, we're just kind of playing with, but again, what is my theory is that I know I'm getting So at some point, I'm emphasizing that C dominant sound, because that bottom hand is going walking to the E, which is in the dominant chord, right? And at some point, all the notes within the C7 chord are going to be emphasized and represented in that lick.
Nothing but victory. Nothing but victory. That's the
Yeah, see. There it is, right there. And I bet you that the bass guy is hitting a C right at that moment if the piano guy isn't doing it. So that the tritone, so that the C dominant sound could be emphasized leading to your F. Right? This is an F. This is an F, right? Because there's an F at the bottom. There's F minor 11. All right, so
nothing but victory.
You heard that? You heard that bass?
Nothing but victory.
Right there. So that's your emphasis of the C dominant that's going to lead to your F minor 11 there. Okay. I don't know if there's anything else I want to go over, but I'm going to go over some more. I'm going to go over some more things. This song has a whole lot of stuff in it. We've got some stuff towards the end. Oh, you know what? No, there is one more thing I think I want to do. Hold on. Oh, yeah, that part. Yeah, let's do that. Don't overload on me now. All right, let's try that part. Ooh, yeah, I like that part. And then he does something after that too. Okay, let's do that part.
Nothing but victory. That's the promise of our King. To do exceedingly abundantly above.
Okay, so on this part here, I'll just play it on my keyboard without overloading it. So and then now we have some context that we need to do. The bass guy is doing something else. I'm hearing something that is implied here. Yeah. So the bass guy is doing this B flat, E flat, A flat there. So this is going to change up the chords a little bit on that part. Okay, so it sounds like something so simple, but I'm kind of maintaining the fact that the bass guy, you know, it's almost like you're looking at it in the key of A major. You're kind of shifting the A major for a second and doing a 2, 5, 1 at that moment, right? But it's in the key of B flat, so it's a nice little lick there to do. But then after you hit that immediately, you have this section of now the bass guy goes. Now there's 3 ways that you can that I'm thinking of that you can hit that next section. There's 3 ways you can do it. So after you go, you can see him as dominants. Now that's not what they played. That's not what they played. But I want to show you. Right? Because if you're thinking, okay, well, I hear the bass guy doing, then you're probably going to be playing dominant chords. So you have a B flat dom, then you go up a half step, then you go up a half step to a C dom. And some people can do that, and honestly, it'll sound just fine. So it's scratch that. And then we have that. Okay, so, but and the dominant chords sound nice, but that's not what they played, and that's not what they played. They actually played, and oh, let me just, before I actually give you what they played, let me give another way to voice this. We talked one time about 13th no 5 chords in one of my videos, so click the link if you haven't seen that, and how those are a staple in terms of what you need to know for your gospel chords. So you definitely need to get on those chords. You got a minor with a tritone, okay, minor with a tritone, put them together. So one way you could have done it was, so what you do is you would start off with your note, your F7 note 13 chord. You go up a half step there, but then you don't want to go up again, because that doesn't sound right. Because remember, you got to end on that C dom, which is, this is the C dom here, the C dominant. So you would have to go, okay, and you would leave the left hand where it is. So right hand is going to go up, but the left hand is going to go, and just keep it there. Okay, so again, the first way we can do it is hitting the all dominant chords. The other way we could do it is hitting the 13th no 5 chords. Okay, now I'm gonna go to the third way we can do it. And what, I hope, don't forget where I'm at. That's where I'm at. All right, so one way. That sounds the closest, right? Neither of that's not what they played. Let me explain to you what they played. They played what they played was D half diminished chords. Okay, D half diminished. Okay. D half diminished chords. I want you to listen to what they played. Because if you listen closely in the right hand, you'll hear the D there and not the E, which would change that to the dominant. But you're not hearing that. What we're hearing are inverted, well, stacked and inverted. By stacking, I mean we're just doubling up on notes here. So we're stacking the notes. Okay, in the D minor 7 flat 5 chords. This is the half diminished. It's called half diminished chord here. We're going up a half step. So E flat half diminished, and then E. You hear that? Now let me make this point real quick for the members that are watching, because I know you guys watch too, and I don't want to ignore them. So check this out. You know, when we were discussing, after I was giving you guys a training on how to play Corey Henry's yesterday, and then remember when I would introduce to you, where are they, in the Musician Essentials section. Now remember, keep in mind, we're talking about the half diminished chord. So when we were talking about how to play in all keys, and I told you that the D chart had been updated, right? Now when you go here and you see the chart, you can see all the main chords. Now, yes, we talked about all of these before. You have your foundation knowledge and all these, and how we spell all of these out and everything. But now we're talking about the half diminished chord. Now remember, I gave as one of the main chords in the foundation knowledge that you have to know. I gave that the half diminished chord is one of those main ones. They're color coded for you, so that you know which ones you need to know. Of course, we break all of these down separately, and what kind of scales and runs you need to use over each of these. Okay, but the half diminished chord is a main chord. And see, here's a spelling right here. Here's a spelling right here. And of course, you can also click it in the table of contents. It'll bring you down to some of the chords you can use there. But I'm using the stacking principle. And so according to that foundation knowledge that we talked about, you use a stacking, right? Let me click that. So you have that example of stacking here, and all we're doing is doubling notes, okay, to give you that full sound. But we're not doubling it on the D7. We're doubling it on the half diminished chord. All right, and it's a D half diminished. That's why I'm using this chart, because this is the exact chord that we're using. Okay, and again we have the where is it? See the 13th note 5. So it helps to know that 13th note 5 is a type of dominant chord. So when we were using earlier, when I was showing you those dominant chords, you just need to understand 13th note 5 is under the dominant chord category. It's just an extension of it. Okay, so just kind of keep that in mind. And of course, we spell that out for you and how to do it and everything. All right, so I would go ahead and look at this chart. Once you get off here, go ahead and log in, look on the chart, and it'll again give you some more things you can do, some tips and stuff you can use with that. All right. I need you to go ahead and check out the link. Look at this description below, and you can see some resources there for you. This MIDI file will have a couple stuff with it. We're gonna have what you need to do is, if you're interested, get the MIDI file, but get the vocal part. I noticed you may have noticed that me playing around with the vocals. So I'm adding a practice vocal file and a click track for you. It's a great MIDI file, man. We've got a lot of resources with this, so definitely check it out. Learn these chords, learn the timing, learn your precision, learn the runs, and then practice them slowly, and you're gonna go real far. So we'll see you next week. Thanks again for watching.